What's going on, people, and welcome to a brand new episode of Too Many Games and Not Enough Time, the podcast where we get to speak to incredible gamers across the globe. Once again, thank you for all of the love on the channel. If you found us on TikTok, welcome to the YouTube. Hit us that sub and make sure you give us that thumbs up. Now, I'm super excited to talk to my guest today because she is super lovely when she wants to be. She is the queen of the bubbly clan. She loves herself some cozy games. We are talking the bubbly YouTuber tatted up Jim Bay, who loves pineapple on pizza. Yuck! And she is Geralt's wifey, the one and only Miss Bubbles. Welcome to Too Many Games and Not Enough Time.
Hi. Thank you so much. That is like the best introduction I've ever had in my life. I think I'm gonna steal a few lines and put them, on my social media.
You say that's gonna be in your new CV, yeah?
Yeah, I'd be like, Geralt's wife, hi.
I love that. Thank you so much for joining me today. We met a little while ago at a Final Fantasy event, and I just loved your energy. Like, you're cheeky, you're funny, and then I went and checked out your content. And what was really mad is I didn't even realize that I've watched you on other people's channels before, like Alex, Backlog Battle. I've seen you on there, and I really love your content. Like, the stuff that you do is dope. So I'm super glad to talk some gaming with you today.
I love that, and it's such an honor to get these compliments from you. Like, you know what you're doing, your quality is top notch. So to get that compliment from you, it means the world. And it's also funny that we were in the same collab, but we didn't know each other.
It's so bad, isn't it? That's how the world works. So, all right, let's get straight into this and talk some gaming. So, one of the things that I've seen over the last couple years, and it's something that I never saw before, is cozy games. And cozy games has become such a tagline and a thing. But I don't actually really know what a cozy game is. So I want you to break it down to me. What is it? What is a cozy game, and why do you love them?
So it really depends on what you think is cozy. So cozy is like that feeling of like fuzziness, warmth, when you're sad and you pick up something and you feel like, oh, I'm being loved. This is wholesome. I like it. So for me, usually I prefer it not to have a lot of combat and just more mindless, chill kind of thing. Music really plays a big role on it. So kind of like Animal Crossing, they're known for the type of music that they have in the background. So it really depends on what is cozy to you. I mean, some people say Diablo is cozy for them, but like you wouldn't see that in, the typical cozy videos. So yeah, it depends on what you think is cozy and what you're looking for. For me, if a game has like a lot of platforming or puzzles, even if it's very colorful and I love the music, I just can't. It's not cozy, it's frustrating.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you're talking a Stardew Valley, an Animal Crossing, something that you're actually being able to just relax, enjoy the aesthetic, and just be taken on, escape rather than it's about combat, rather than the action and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
What would you say is one of your favorite cozy games? Like, it doesn't have to be your favorite, because I know you got different cozy lists. I don't want to get too political on me, but what's one of the cozy games that when you're feeling a bit down, because one of the things that's really important that we'll talk a bit now in the end is the creative journey isn't easy. I think a lot of people just think everyone just getting on and it's super easy within your life. What's one of the cozy games that when you're feeling a little bit distressed and things are kind of getting onto you that you can just use to escape?
I think it really depends on the time. So, but I will tell you, my favorite two are Littlewood and Cozy Grove, and they are amazing. Cozy Grove is a lot like Animal Crossing, so you do have to go in every day and play a little bit. And I love that the devs encourage you to play 20 to 30 minutes a day. So that's it. So if you're having like a long day that you're tired, you can just boot it up, do a few quests, and then shut it down. You are not allowed to keep playing. So I really like that. And then Littlewood, it's like the cutest characters, cutest everything. And you don't even have a night and day cycle, but it's more like the more actions you do, it will progress the day. And you keep meeting new NPCs and doing stuff, and you're always like, oh, squirrel, I want to do this, I want to do that. So yeah, I think these are two of my favorites.
That's dope. When you talk about cozy games, it makes me think you just want to hug something.
Yeah, it's like a blanket kind of thing, bed gaming, with the Switch. Hopefully it doesn't fall on your face and you're just like playing.
I love that. And I love, like, we both really love the Nintendo Switch. I feel like I tell a lot of my adult friends that to get a Nintendo Switch. Like, my PlayStation 5 is one of my favorite consoles, but I just love that when I'm just chilling on the sofa, you can have a movie in the background. You could be like on a plane, or like I was saying, I used to go to meetings early, half an hour to 45 minutes early, so I can play my Switch before my meeting started. So I love it. It's that kind of such a cool adult console, but it's got those kind of cozy, cutesy games. All right,
Yeah.
we've got a shared love. Now, when people know about me, they know I love myself a Final Fantasy. They know I love a Zelda. But one of the games I don't get to speak about enough on is how much I love The Witcher Wild Hunt. The Witcher Wild Hunt blew me away. Like, I don't know what it is about that game, but I more came from the traditional RPGs that were made in Japan, and only of the recent years I started playing RPGs that were made, that are Western made. And The Witcher Wild Hunt just grabbed me. Like, I loved Geralt as a protagonist. I loved the world. It just really sucked me in. So I've got two questions for you. Is The Witcher Wild Hunt your first in the game? And two, what is it that you love about this game, and why are you Geralt's wifey?
So, yeah, The Witcher 3 is my first game into the trilogy, and then it just became an obsession. Now I'm in the books, and it's just like I can't stop. So, when you ask, wait, what was the second question? It's
So,
like,
what is
why?
it about the Witcher Wild Hunt game that you really love? What is it about that
Uh,
world that sucks you in?
So basically, what happened is I've been gaming since I was a kid, and then I got into a hiatus where I just didn't want to play games because I kept getting bullied for it in school. So I dropped gaming. And then one day, I don't even remember where I saw The Witcher. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a PlayStation. I saved up money, got a TV, and the first game I got was Witcher 3 and Fallout 4. So these two, they're the ones that got me back into gaming. I was terrified. I've never really played games with monsters, so I was so scared getting into The Witcher. And then I was like, I don't know, the world, the music. Oh my god, the music. I will have it just like blasting here. I feel like my neighbors now hate me because I always blast Witcher's music here. The storytelling. You care about a freaking pan. Like, they make you care about a pan. And I'm like, get me pan. I'm like, okay, ma'am, I'll get your pan. I'm sorry. And then, like, the first fight with the griffin, like, oh my god, how powerful do you feel? Like, this massive creature is coming down, and you're like, I need to get him with Vesemir, and I just don't know. It's magical. It's just like, it changed my life. It got me back into gaming. Everything was just perfection. Like, I
That's
don't know.
so dope. And it's amazing to think that, like, all right, so me and you are very similar, as we wasn't aware of The Witcher. So I didn't even know what The Witcher was. I'm not a PC gamer until last year. I used to only play on consoles, so I had no idea what it is. And for us to both see a trailer and be like, oh my gosh, what is this? To the point where I started researching and finding out what The
Yeah.
Witcher is and who this Geralt character is, and proper sucked in. And that's the incredible work of marketing. And to think that actually made you buy a console and a whole TV. We're not, you're talking a whole console and a TV. And like, one of the greatest things for me about the reason why I game is I like to be lost in the world, and I love a story and a narrative. And I felt like from the beginning it just took you on a journey. They did everything right. Firstly, I love the design of Geralt. I think his design is incredible. Then I love the voice actor. That voice acting was dope. And then, like you said about the pot, I feel like The Witcher has some of the best side quests I've ever played in any game. Better
Yep.
than like most Final Fantasies, better than like Zelda's. Like, they really made you care about those side quests to the point where sometimes I play games and I'll play the side quests just to make my character get strong and,
Yeah.
and get better. But those side quests kind of blew me away. Like, I was so sucked in. Love the combat. It kind of reminded me. It made me feel like an adult Legend of Zelda. It made like Geralt properly reminds me of if Link got older and he was linking Gyal and he was a bad man. That would be Geralt. How did you find the combat? Because obviously you not playing those type of games. How did you find that combat? Because you saying you were shook about those beasts that was trying to nyam your head. How did you find the combat in it?
I feel like at the beginning it was more like, I don't know what I'm doing, what is this? And it felt clunky. So in the new Gen 1, the combat is much smoother. But before it was very clunky, so it will take a little bit of time to get used to. But I love the signs. I always go with Igni and just like, fire everything up. But definitely it was all new to me because I used to play more like GTA, Sims, kind of Need for Speed. So this was completely new to me. And if it wasn't that good, then how come I'm now back into gaming? Honestly, it's all because of that game. Everything of it, just perfect.
No, it's incredible. It is such a work of art. So was you team Trish or team Yennefer?
Oh yeah,
and why?
So there's the thing, when I did the first playthrough, I was dumb. I went with Triss. I don't know why I did that, but now that I'm reading the books, I'm just like, no, Yennefer. She's the one. She's been there for him since the beginning, not Triss. Triss is just like a fling, like a.
So it's funny that you say that because when I played it, I went for Yennefer, even though not knowing anything about it. But I feel like the game pushes you more to Yennefer. I feel like it gives you more. This is your wifey. Than Trish. I feel like the game almost lets you know Trish wasn't your proper wifey. And then my second playthrough, I would just play a player and I had them both, and it didn't turn out well.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Yeah, it doesn't turn out well for you. It's such a thing. Have you watched the series since?
I did watch the first season. I was like, okay, it's good, but then I was like, no.
It's not your Geralt.
No. Henry is too feminine for me.
I just think he's too hench. Like, I feel like Geralt's more slender thingy, and I just feel like he just looks a bit too big. But I do like that he kind of took his Geralt from the movie. All right, we're not going to talk about Witcher all day because I could talk about it all day. But what would you love the next Witcher to be? Obviously, the trilogy kind of wrapped up Geralt's story. Obviously, we got to see a lot of stuff with Ciri. But what would you like the next Witcher game to be?
I really don't know. I feel like
I found this on the web for what would you like the next Richard
No, Ciri, I wasn't talking to you.
I love that. That was perfect.
No, Ciri, we wasn't talking to you.
That was adorable.
All right, let me do that again.
So I think based on the books, The Witcher does have a lot of backstories.
Yeah.
So maybe it can just reflect on these stories and actually get to play them. But I don't know what it will be because, again, I didn't finish the books yet. So I don't know what else to expect.
Yeah.
And then I can't really talk much about the ending because it's spoilery.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't want to be Ciri as the main character or Yennefer. Like, no, it has to be Geralt. But I don't know how they're going to do it, honestly.
So I've always said I'd want it to be, I'd like it to be Geralt. But have you watched the Netflix Vesemir anime?
Oh no, Vesemir, no.
Yeah, Vesemir anime. It is so good. Like, young Vesemir in the anime is so sick. And now it's made me want a game of it. Now, I've literally watched that anime, it's a movie, like 3 times.
Okay. I think I've heard about it, but I haven't watched it.
It's really, really good. There's definitely something to watch. All right, we're not going to talk about Witcher all day because we will never leave.
That's true.
One of the things that I want to know is, what is one of the games from the past 2 to 3 years that has really surprised you? So a genre or a game that you wasn't expected to be sucked into that really kind of took over a piece of your life.
I think Assassin's Creed, the new ones. I don't like the old ones, and I will get a lot of hate. I always do get a lot of hate about that. I tried to play the old ones, I hate them, but the new ones, I mean, Assassin's Creed Valhalla is on my top 5 RPGs. Eivor is just, oh my god, like, I went with the female character, and I think it's really amazing. I really like what Ubisoft, I don't know how to say their name. I love what they do with the world. I know they get a lot of backlash, like, why are you filling in so many different things in the map? It just doesn't make sense. For me, it kind of reminds me of Witcher. I'm like, yay, I get to do different things and explore the world. There are some fun side quests. And then another one would be Skyrim. I've had like 300 hours into Skyrim, but I've never fought a dragon. No.
Wait, did you say 300 hours?
And no dragons.
That is mad. Do you know I've never played Skyrim?
You have
Like,
to.
it's so mad. Like, people always like, how can you not play Skyrim? Like, people get at me anytime I see on Twitter I haven't played Skyrim. People get at my neck, but I'm
my
like,
God.
it's never appealed to me. And I love Valhalla. I think Valhalla is so good, and I feel like they learned so much from The Witcher. Like, they took so much from what the Wild Hunt was, and Assassin's Creed has really changed. Like, when Assassin's Creed initially came out, like, stealth Assassin's games was huge. Like Metal Gear Solid, Tom Clancy, like those proper assassin games were a big thing. And people who played it, like, I played the original and I really liked them, but I do like the journey that they've gone on. The only problem I have with them is I feel like, you know, like what people are saying in terms of, I feel like the worlds are just a bit too congested.
Yeah.
Like with The Witcher, when you watch the documentaries, CD Projekt Red was always talk about, after you get to a certain point, they'll always make sure there's something interesting for you to see at a certain place. And I felt like Assassin's Creed Valhalla didn't do that, but I felt like the story, the characters, being a Viking was badass. Like, I loved it, and the combat and the game was just incredible. It looked really, really good.
It did, yeah, I agree. I think with Witcher, they do apply something called the 10-second rule.
Yeah.
So a lot of games, even Hogwarts Legacy has picked up on it. They have like maybe 30-second rule. So I think it's important. I mean, it will benefit from better storytelling, but hopefully as the time progresses, they will learn to do better stories with the side quests. But the main story is really good. Like, you're
so
just,
sick.
you know, going everywhere. You're like the Viking mode, and when you do raids, it's, I don't know, it was like you feel like you're a Viking. You're there with them.
Yeah,
so.
No, I proper love it. So, Miss Bubbles, you have been living in the UK for a little while now. You are Lebanese, and obviously gaming has been a huge part of your life. First of all, F all of those people who bullied you for gaming at school. You're all clowns, and I bet you wish you could play games with Miss Bubbles now. Anyway, and being a content creator, you've moved countries, and obviously it's had a great impact in you being able to meet different gaming companies and work for people. But obviously you had your setup at home and you've had to leave that alone, and you're not with your family. So how do you kind of deal with the mental pressures which come with content creating, leaving your home, and really being able to really changing your whole existence for what you love?
I'd say it's honestly like a collection of things. I hope it's okay to talk about this, but I would give the first thanks to God. I have just been on a spiritual journey. I am Muslim, but I love going to church, and I'm very connected now to God. When I came here, I was in a very bad situation with God, and I didn't like him anymore. And once I opened the door to him, I think he is the one who decided. I genuinely believe he wanted me to be here
100%.
because literally the day that I got here, I then got companies talking to me. In Lebanon, nobody cared. So the second that I got here, everything changed, and I met amazing people like yourself. So I think he knew what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is definitely have a therapist. Therapy really helps you out. It's not for crazy people. It's just because sometimes we don't know how to deal with our emotions, so your therapist will help you. And then always journal and have a gratitude list. Once you count your blessings, sometimes I'm like, oh my God, look at my setup. It's so ugly here. I don't like it. I had better things in Lebanon. But then I take a step back and I look, you have a monitor, you have a laptop, you have lighting, you have PlayStation 5, you have a Switch. Some people don't even have a TV. Like, why are you complaining right now? So count your blessings, and it will help you with your mental health. And definitely social media breaks. Just don't, like, I don't have social media on my phone. I just delete everything. I only download them when there's an event or something that I want to share. Otherwise, I delete the apps. And that is like the best thing you can do, because comparison, it is the stealer of joy. It's the thief of joy. And then when you're on social media all the time, you're like, why is this person in that event? Why didn't they invite me? Why is that person doing that? Why can't I be as good as them? And you just forget everything that you already have.
That's dope. That's a really, really great answer. And it's so true because, like, one of the things you probably don't know about me because you're not from the UK is I used to be a recording artist. I was a dancehall artist. I never planned to be a presenter, especially not in gaming. Like, this wasn't the plan of what I thought my life would be, but this was God's plan for me. And it's not the plan that I decided. And sometimes we get taken on a journey that we're never even expected to be taken on. So first of all, kudos to you for that. Secondly, yes, therapy is not for crazy people, and that's one of the worst things that's ever been kind of done in the West. Like, they put this stigma of you only really need to speak to people who when you are sick. Well, all of the millionaires, all of the billionaires, all of the people who are super successful and have super money, they all have therapists. They all have a way to be able to express themselves and kind of get rid of those negative energy and get outside their own heads. And super important. So I rate you on that. And thirdly, one of the things that I tell people all of the time, and it's something that I do, and it's literally a scientific thing. Like, if you're only looking at the big picture, you're never going to, and you're not getting to the big picture, you're going to feel like you're failing. So give yourself small goals, and each time you achieve one of those small goals, you're literally releasing endorphins in your brain. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel amazing. Like, yes, I've done something incredible for my journey. So like, me, every single day, I've got a tick list of the stuff that I need to do. And I'm like, tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like I'm working towards my goal. Where
Yeah.
if I'm just like, I've got to be the biggest presenter in the world, and I'm never there, all I'm going to do is feel rubbish and depressed about my situation. So, man.
Yeah.
Miss Bubbles, we've run out of time and we've gone over time, but I really enjoyed talking to you. I could have spoken to you easily for another hour, but like I said, I really love the content you've done. I'm really proud that you've moved to a whole nother country to be able to follow your dreams, and your content's dope, like really great stuff. But if someone is seeing you for the first time, they're feeling the vibes, they like the tats, they like the sound of the cozy games, what content will you send them over to go and check out?
So wait, what do you mean by that?
So what video do you want them to, for what video on your YouTube would you send them to, or are you going to send them to your social media? Where are you sending them to go and check out your content?
Okay, for sure. If you love cozy games and JRPGs, just check out my YouTube channel. We have been live streaming for a while, but it's gonna stop now. I'm gonna get back my new PC, not get back, buy a new PC and go back to regular content. I do before you buys, where I have a unique formula for reviews. So I say this game is for you, if not for you, if, and my verdict, rather than give out scores. So check it out if you'd like to.
Make sure you check it out because she is doing big things. Once again, thank you so much for staying to the end of the video. You are the MVPs. If you're still here, I got you. You got me. We appreciate you. Make sure you drop a comment, share the video, tell everyone about Miss Bubbles because she's doing incredible things out you. Miss Bubbles, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you.
Got you. Mad love. Thank you for staying to the end of the event. We out of here, man. Peace.
Bye.